Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is GMOs. I'm traveling. I'm in Boston right now at a restaurant marketing conference. I actually belong to a mastermind group. You can find all about what I do at a mastermind group and benefits of a mastermind group over at my one website called 50mistakes.com. It's a cyber coaching website, so I'm away at my mastermind group and doing a lot of restaurant marketing right now. So I'm on a quick break, and I wanted to talk about food or GMOs, labeling GMOs. You know, right now, Oregon and Colorado have two propositions out there to label GMOs. And if you caught one of my videos just last week or the week before, I talked about in 1998, 1999, I would stand at the green markets in Colorado and get petitions to do this very thing, to pass legislation to label GMOs. And it was really a weird experience because people were buying a lot of organic produce there, but they were like, well, GMOs, I don't care about those. But then they're buying organic produce, so it really didn't make sense. But of course, that was 15 years ago. Times have changed. There's a lot more awareness on GMOs now. So these big companies are saying, they're basically saying that it's going to be impossible to label, impossible to segregate. It's going to raise the money of food. Food will rise in price because of this. Well, currently, there's 64 countries that require GMO labeling. So it's being done already. These companies are already labeling products. They're labeling that they have GMOs, and the price has not increased. So they're just, that's one of their marketing tactics. They're saying, well, your food is going to go up in cost. It's not going to go up in cost. They're already doing it. It's part of the system. They're already labeling GMOs in 64 countries. The problem here in the U.S. is that these big GMO companies, such as Dow and Monsanto and Cargill, all these big companies, food companies, all put money into the game of making sure that we don't know what we're eating. And it's a shame because other countries are required. But this, of course, this is politics in America. So right now, Oregon and Colorado are in the fight to label our food, and I hope something happens. I really, really do. In Washington, it was defeated. California was defeated by a very slim margin in a couple past elections. So I just want to run down who's giving money out right now to these, to the fight against not to label. So some of the nation's largest agricultural and food corporations, including such well-known names as Monsanto, of course, as they make the seeds, Kraft Food, and PepsiCo, have lined up against Colorado's Proposition 105. Those three companies alone have contributed $7.4 million of the $11 million raised for this November 4th ballot. $11 million they've raised just to fight labeling. Can you imagine where that money can go to feed homeless, to feed vets? And this is just Colorado. This is done in every state that this happens. So Oregon's probably spent the same. California, they spent a ton of money. It is just amazing. But here's the kicker: $7,000 from the Colorado Farm Bureau. Yes, the Colorado Farm Bureau does not want GMOs labeled, and it's really odd. Don't they represent the farms? Don't, you know, are the farmers opposed to labeling GMOs? Typically, small farmers are opposed to growing GMOs because they know that it's not a sustainable system and it costs more, and it's not worth it. And plus, you know, it's a GMO. We don't really know what's happening. So small farms aren't stupid. It's the big companies that do the monocropping, the thousands of acres. They're the ones that want the GMOs. They're the ones that plant the GMOs. They're the ones, you know, that could care less. So the Colorado Farm Bureau, I wonder who they really represent here. They're not representing, I don't think, the real farmers. Now, when I lived in Colorado, I had a lot of dealings with the Colorado Farm Bureau because I promoted all these small farms. We did a lot of farm dinners, and we did a lot of aid for farms, and just general awareness about farms. And it was just really weird because the one lady at the Colorado Farm Bureau was very anti-organic. I mean, extremely, extremely outspoken and anti-organic. So it just doesn't seem sense, you know, who the Farm Bureau is here to set up for. Obviously, they're probably set up for the big corporate corporate farms. It's a shame. It's really a shame. I kind of feel like the Farm Bureau has like sold out on the small farms. I mean, small farms can't afford the membership. Maybe Colorado Farm Bureau is just only strictly about agribusiness, about big business. Um, so it's just really really upsetting when I see a Farm Bureau donating money to that cause. But if you're in Colorado and you're Oregon, get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. Watch Seeds of Death by Gary Null. It's a great documentary. There are no long-term safety studies, independent safety studies, long-term on the safeties of GMOs. They do not exist. They don't exist. Um, so watch Seeds of Death. Check out Jeffrey Smith. He has a lot of great books out there. And Dr. Huber, Huber, Dr. Huber, check him out. He is the world's foremost expert on the dangers of GMOs. So whenever you hear a study that, these are safe and this and that, or it's the same nutritional value. It's not. It's none of that. In fact, there's another good article I just pulled up, another study that it's not the same nutritional value. I'll do another video on that from a great independent source. But anything that's funded by Monsanto or these companies, it's just they always spin it. They always spin it and make it look like their product is what we need, that their product is safe, and that's just not the case. And if it's the case, label it. Just let us know what we're eating. If you want to keep growing it, but just let us choose so we don't have to label it. So we know what it is. So it has to be labeled. So it has to be labeled. So we can choose whether we want it or not. It's our choice. It's should be our choice, and it's not our choice right now. Chef Marcus Guiliano. Please, please, please share Gary Null's Seeds of Death out there to anybody that's in Colorado or Oregon that is thinking about casting a vote, especially if they're thinking about casting a no vote for not labeling. Please pass this video. Please pass any information along and keep educating people on GMOs. Chef Marcus Guiliano, thanks for watching this video. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and definitely pass it on.